The Ministry of State Security, or MSS, is the invisible hand of the Chinese Communist Party. It operates in the shadows, its actions shrouded in secrecy. The MSS protects the party's grip on power both at home and abroad. This essay delves into the MSS, exploring its history, methods, and impact. The MSS is not a conventional intelligence agency. It is deeply intertwined with the CCP, its loyalty absolute. Its mission is to safeguard the party's monopoly on power. This mission justifies any means necessary. Understanding the MSS requires looking beyond its official mandate. It is essential to grasp the historical context and ideology that drives it. Only then can we comprehend its power and influence. This essay will shed light on the MSS's evolution and its sophisticated operations. We will examine its domestic activities, including the surveillance state. We will also explore its extraterritorial reach and targeting of dissidents abroad. The brutality of the MSS is not a recent phenomenon. It is deeply rooted in the CCP's history, stretching back to its origins. During the Chinese Civil War, the party relied heavily on espionage, surveillance, and propaganda to defeat its enemies. These tactics became even more pronounced under Mao Zedong's rule. The Cultural Revolution, from 1966 to 1976, was a period of unprecedented social and political upheaval in China. Mao unleashed the Red Guards, groups of fanatical students, to purge the country of his perceived enemies. The MSS's predecessor, the Ministry of Public Security, played a key role in this campaign of terror. Millions of people were persecuted, tortured, and killed during the Cultural Revolution. The MSS's legacy of brutality was forged in this crucible. It learned to operate in the shadows, to silence dissent with ruthless efficiency, and to instill fear in the hearts of the Chinese people. After Mao's death in 1976, China embarked on a path of economic reform and opening up to the world. However, the CCP's grip on power remained absolute. The MSS adapted to this new era, developing sophisticated methods of surveillance and control. The MSS is a vast and complex organization with tentacles reaching into every corner of Chinese society. Its structure is highly secretive, but we can piece together a general understanding of its inner workings. At the top of the hierarchy is the Minister of State Security, who reports directly to the Politburo Standing Committee, the CCP's highest decision-making body. Below the minister are several deputy ministers, each responsible for a specific area, such as foreign intelligence, counterintelligence, or domestic security. The MSS is divided into numerous bureaus and departments, each with its own specialized functions. These include bureaus responsible for foreign espionage, counterintelligence, cybersecurity, economic security, and political security. The MSS also has a vast network of informants and collaborators across China. One of the MSS's most powerful tools is its decentralized structure. It has branches in every province, municipality, and autonomous region of China. These branches have considerable autonomy, allowing them to adapt their operations to local conditions. This decentralized structure makes the MSS incredibly difficult to penetrate and disrupt. It also allows the party to maintain a tight grip on power, even in the most remote corners of the country. The MSS's primary mission is to safeguard the CCP's grip on power. This means suppressing any form of dissent or opposition within China. The MSS has developed a vast and sophisticated apparatus of repression. One of the MSS's most notorious tactics is the invitation to tea. This phrase belies a sinister reality. It refers to summoning individuals to secret detention facilities for interrogation. These interrogations can last for days, weeks, or even months. Detainees are often subjected to sleep deprivation, psychological torture, and physical abuse. They are denied access to lawyers or family members. The goal is to extract confessions, information, or simply to silence dissent. The MSS also operates a vast network of secret prisons and detention centers known as black jails. These facilities are outside the law, and detainees are held without charge or trial. Torture and ill treatment are commonplace in these black jails. In recent years, the MSS has increasingly relied on technology to monitor and control the Chinese population. China is now home to the world's largest surveillance state. With hundreds of millions of CCTV cameras, facial recognition software, and other advanced technologies deployed across the country. Section 5. Beyond the Dragon's Borders Extraterritorial Activities. The MSS's reach extends far beyond China's borders. Under Xi Jinping, China has become increasingly assertive on the world stage, and the MSS has played a key role in this expansion. One of the MSS's primary goals abroad is to acquire foreign technology and intellectual property. Chinese intelligence agents are actively engaged in economic espionage, targeting companies, universities, and government agencies around the world. The MSS also targets Chinese nationals living abroad, particularly dissidents, activists, and critics of the CCP. Chinese agents have been accused of harassing, intimidating, and even kidnapping individuals deemed a threat to the party's image or interests. In recent years, there has been growing concern about the MSS's use of United Front tactics to influence foreign governments, businesses, and media outlets. The United Front Work Department is a CCP organization responsible for co-opting and neutralizing potential sources of opposition. The MSS has also been linked to cyber attacks against foreign governments, companies, and organizations. These attacks are often aimed at stealing sensitive data, disrupting operations, or spreading propaganda. Section 6. A law unto itself. The legal framework of repression. The Ministry of State Security operates with little regard for the rule of law. While China does have a constitution and a legal system, these are often ignored or manipulated by the Chinese Communist Party to serve its own interests. The 2017 National Intelligence Law, for example, grants the Ministry of State Security sweeping powers to conduct surveillance, detain individuals, and seize property. The law is vaguely worded and lacks adequate oversight mechanisms, giving the Ministry of State Security a license to act with impunity. The ministry also benefits from a culture of secrecy and a lack of transparency in China. The government tightly controls information and the media is heavily censored. This makes it difficult to hold the Ministry of State Security accountable for its actions. The lack of judicial independence in China further exacerbates the problem. Courts are ultimately beholden to the Chinese Communist Party, and judges are often pressured to rule in favor of the government. This makes it virtually impossible for victims of Ministry of State Security abuses to seek justice through the legal system. Section 7. The heart of the matter, ideology and control. To truly understand the brutality of the Ministry of State Security, we must look beyond its tactics and examine the ideology that drives it. The Chinese Communist Party is a Leninist party that believes in the absolute necessity of maintaining its grip on power. Dissent is seen as an existential threat to the party's survival. Any challenge to its authority, no matter how small, must be crushed ruthlessly. This ideology justifies the Ministry of State Security's use of violence, coercion, and intimidation. The Chinese Communist Party also subscribes to a narrow definition of national security. It views any criticism of the party or its policies as a threat to China's stability and prosperity. This allows the Ministry of State Security to justify its suppression of a wide range of activities, from peaceful protests to religious practice. The ministry's actions are also driven by a profound sense of paranoia. The Chinese Communist Party is haunted by the specter of collapse, fearing that it could meet the same fate as the Soviet Union. This paranoia fuels the Ministry of State Security's relentless pursuit of any perceived threat, no matter how small. Section 8. The global stage, China's intelligence and the world order. The Ministry of State Security's activities have far-reaching implications for the international order. As China's global power and influence grow, so too does the reach and ambition of its intelligence services. The ministry's aggressive espionage campaigns are already causing friction with other countries. The United States, in particular, has become increasingly vocal in its criticism of China's theft of intellectual property and trade secrets. The ministry's targeting of dissidents and activists abroad is also raising alarm bells. Western governments are increasingly concerned about China's willingness to export its authoritarian model and suppress dissent beyond its borders. The Ministry of State Security's activities are also complicating efforts to cooperate with China on global issues such as climate change, pandemics, and nuclear proliferation. As long as the ministry continues to operate with impunity, it will be difficult to build trust and establish effective partnerships. Section 9. Conclusion. Unveiling the Future of the Ministry of State Security. The Ministry of State Security is a powerful and secretive organization that poses a significant challenge to the international community. Its brutality is rooted in the Chinese Communist Party's history, ideology, and legal framework. The ministry is likely to become even more assertive in the years to come as China seeks to secure its position as a global superpower. This will require the international community to develop more effective strategies for countering its malign activities. Greater transparency and accountability are essential. The international community must continue to shine a light on the ministry's abuses and hold its leaders accountable for their actions. It is also crucial to support civil society organizations and individuals working to promote human rights and democracy in China. These actors are on the front lines of the struggle against the Ministry of State Security's repression. Finally, it is important to remember that the ministry does not represent the Chinese people. Many Chinese citizens are deeply troubled by the ministry's activities and yearn for a more just and democratic society. The international community should stand in solidarity with these voices for change,